Please subscribe, like and share and press the bell icon to get notifications. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Rise Up, and today it's a grade 9 lesson, Venn diagrams. So this lesson will teach all the parts of Venn diagrams related to grade 9, and let's go into the lesson and move it. Okay students, by studying this lesson, you will be able to identify finite and infinite sets, write the subsets of a given sets, then identify equivalent sets, equal sets, disjoint sets, universal sets, and not only that, identify the intersection and union of two sets, identify the complement of a sets, and you will learn how to represent sets using Venn diagrams. All these parts will be covered by this video, so watch this video until the end and clarify all your doubts with me. First, let's talk about the basic theories on sets. A set can be described in three different ways. First one, describing a set using common characteristics by which the elements can be clearly depicted. Second, writing the elements with curly brackets. And the third, it is by using Venn diagrams. So these are the three different ways that a set can be described. And now let's just see for an example applying all these three methods. Right, as an example, let us consider how to write a set of all even numbers between 0 and 10 using the three methods that we discussed. So the first method is a description method, the common characteristics. So here we name the set as A. So set A equal curly brackets open and write even numbers between 0 and 10 in a description form and close the curly bracket. The second method, I said you that it is about like you are depicting the characters, you're depicting all the characters. So here the characters are numbers and they are even numbers between 0 and 10. So I'm taking as A equal curly bracket open, and the even numbers between 0 and 10 are 2, 4, 6 and 8, and close the curly bracket. The third method, that is the method of depicting the set in a Venn diagram. So Venn diagram is a circle, so name the set as A or the Venn diagram as A and write the numbers 2, 4, 6, 8 because they are the even numbers between 0 and 10. So the set which has no element is known as a null set. So the null set is denoted by the symbol that I have shown in you the picture, curly bracket, or as we can say like empty curly brackets, or that the null symbol. So the numbers of elements in the null set is always 0, that is why we call it as a null set. Before we move into the lesson, we have to know some definitions of the sets. So first of all, I'll introduce these definitions. Please try to understand them and try to remember them because we need them in the other parts of the lesson. So let's see first of all what is a null set. I already explained you what is a null set, but again I'll tell you. Null set means a set with no elements, and it is denoted as empty curly brackets. So it is denoted within empty curly brackets or the symbol that I introduced you at before. Then finite sets. Finite sets are sets with a finite number of elements. Infinite sets are sets with infinite number of elements. Equal sets are sets which have equal elements. Equivalent sets, sets in which number of elements are equal. They are known as equivalent sets. Subset, when all elements in set B are also present in set A, then set B is a subset of set A. When all elements in set B are present in set A, then set B is a subset of set A. Next, universal set. A set which contains all the elements under consideration is a universal set. Usually we write the Venn diagram as a universal set. You will see that what is a universal set, what is subset, what is equivalent set in further examples that I'm going to discuss. Yes. A finite set. I said that what is a finite set? A set with finite number of elements. Now see the example given. A equal multiples of 5 from 0 to 50. This is the given example. So they have said that a range is given. A finite number is given. They are saying write the multiples of 5 from 0 to 50. So you know what is the range where you have to stop writing. So I am writing the answer as A equal 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So these are the numbers of multiples of 5 that are from 0 to 50. And also next example, infinite sets. Infinite sets means sets with an infinite number. That means you don't know where you have to stop. So numbers, and we have to start. Anyway, we don't know that, but you can just write any numbers. So I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I have written 3 dots behind. That is to depict it continues more. It doesn't stop actually. That is the meaning of infinite sets. Then equivalent sets. So see, letters of vowel and odd numbers between 0 and 10. So equivalent sets means the number of elements in that both sets are equal. So just consider the set X. They are asking to write letters of the vowel. So the vowel letters are A, E, I, O, U. How many letters are there? There are 5 letters. So you can write N and write X within the bracket to depict which set, and write the number of elements, that is 5. Then Y, set Y equal odd numbers between 0 and 10. So what are the odd numbers between 0 and 10? They are 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So you can write it as set Y equal, and within curly brackets you can write these numbers. And how many numbers are there? There are 5 numbers. So as similarly you wrote the number of X elements, you can write N and write Y within the brackets to depict which set, and write the number of elements. So that is meant by the equivalent sets. Now let's consider an example for universal sets. Here I have considered 3 sets as A, B and C. Set A consists 1, 2, 3 numbers, B contain 3, 4 and 5, and set C contain 4, 5 and 2. So here sets A, B and C can be written as universal sets, like within the curly brackets you can write as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And you should notice that number 4, 5 are there in both set B and C. Number 2 is there both set in A and C. So this is the universal set. Next, equal sets. Here I have considered 2 sets P and Q. Set P says the letters of the word 10, and set Q says the letters of the word net. So according to set P, the letters are, or the elements are T, E and N, and for Q it is NET. Both the sets contain the same elements, therefore sets P and Q are equal sets. Subsets. Set A consists the numbers 1 to 6, and set B consists the numbers 2, 4 and 6. The definition of subsets, can you remember that? When set B consists of all the elements of set A, then we can tell that set B is a subset of set A. So this example will clearly explain that definition. Here is a small introduction for symbols used in sets. So remember these symbols very well. The first symbol is used to denote the symbol of union. The second symbol is to denote the symbol of subset. And the third symbol is symbol of intersection. Fourth symbol is to show that it is an element. And the fifth symbol is to denote the null set, or you can use empty curly brackets. And the next symbol is to denote the not a subset, or you can see the second symbol and third symbol are just little difference. And the last symbol is to show that it is not an element. So please take a screenshot of these and remember to write in your notebooks, and just have a short note, because most of the students, they get confused out of these symbols. Well, now let's move into the lesson. So this is the introduction of your lesson. Listen it carefully and try to understand all the parts, and try to memorize everything from now itself. The universal set is represented in a Venn diagram by a rectangle as shown below. So here they have drawn a rectangle, and can you see the symbol written? That is the symbol representing the universal set. The subsets of a universal set are represented using round, oval, or we can say circle, and that is used to represent the subset in a universal set. So just have a look on the figure given below. There I have represent the subset A within the universal set. So the next examples, there are few examples given. These figures show the different ways of representing the subsets in a universal set. So first figure, can you see the two sets A and B? So when the two sets A and B have no elements in common, this is the way you have to depict it out. The second example, when A and B have common elements, you have to intersect both the sets A and B. The third example, when B is a subset of A. You know what is a subset? Okay, I'll remind. When all the elements in set B is consisting in set A, then we can say set B is a subset of set A. The last example is when A and B are equal, equal sets. So these are the different ways of depicting subsets in a universal set. You can have a screenshot of this and copy it on your notebook as a short note even. That will be helpful to you, I hope. Okay, now we have come a little bit deeper into the lesson and we are going to learn about the intersection of sets. When two or more sets are considered, the set consisting of elements which are common to all the set is known as intersection of sets. So just have a look on the figure depicted below. I have considered two sets A and B and both sets are intersecting at one place. That is because both sets contain certain elements that are common. So this is the way of representing the intersection of sets. Let's consider an example for further clarification. I have taken two sets A and B. Set A consists of elements like 1, 2, 4 and 3. Set B consists elements of 3, 4, 5 and 6. So A intersection B, I think you remember the symbol A intersection B, even it is depicted in the figure. So A intersection B, the elements that are common to both the sets A and B, what are they? Yeah, 3 and 4. So you can depict in a Venn diagram like this. So in set A they consist 1, 2 and 3 and 4. In set B 5, 6 and 3 and 4. So in 3 and 4 are consisted in both sets A and B, and that is why we depict it in a intersecting method, and this is how you have to represent it using symbols and diagram. Okay, well, now I'm going to teach you the intersection of two sets under different conditions. So there are three figures shown below. We'll consider the first figure. There A intersection B as we talked already. So no explanation there. Second example, A intersection B when B is a subset of A. So you can tell it as like this also. A intersection B is equal to set B as well when B is a subset of A. Then the third example, you can show the intersection of two sets under this method as well. A intersection B when both set A and B are equal. So A intersection B is equal to set A is equal to set B also when both set A and B are equal to them. So these are the three different ways of representing the sets under intersection method. Now let's talk about the union of sets. So here I have considered two example with two sets. X equal students in Kanangara Vidyalaya who play cricket, and Y set is equal to students in Kanangara Vidyalaya who play football. So anyway, now we are going to talk about union. So to understand union means it is a common characteristic. So X union Y, look at the symbol, I guess you can remember. So X union Y, what is a common characteristic in both the sets? That is, both the sets contain students in Kanangara Vidyalaya. So we can write X union Y equal students in Kanangara Vidyalaya who play either cricket or football. That is not a matter. The common characteristics is the students are in Kanangara Vidyalaya. So now see the figures that I have given there. They are the other ways of representing the union of sets in a Venn diagram. So first example, A union B, the normal method, the usual method, A union B, like both sets contain the same character. Like for example, just consider A and B as X and Y, so X union B, X union Y becomes a shaded portion like this. And the second example, you can depict a union set even like this, when A union B, but only when B is a subset of A. You can remember what is subset, like when B consists of all the elements of set A, then set B becomes a subset of set A. So you can shade a portion A union B like this in the second diagram, but only under the rule of subset. B is a subset of A. We can tell in other words as A union B is equal to set A. With the third example, A union B when set A is equal to set B. Then we can say that A union B is equal to set A, and also it is equal to set B when set A and set B are equal. And the fourth one, the last way, like how to represent the union of set in a Venn diagram, the final way is A intersection B is a null set. That means no intersection happening. So can you see there is no intersection happen? Both the sets are separately placed. Likewise, disjoint sets. Let's see what's about disjoint sets. Disjoint sets, and if two sets have no elements in common, they are known as disjoint sets. That means both sets are having no elements in common, exactly the opposite of union sets. So in other words, if two sets A and B are such that A intersection B is null, then A and B are disjoint sets. So disjoint sets can be represented in a Venn diagram as shown in the figure. That was the figure shown in the union of sets, the last figure I think you could remember. So let's go on an example. So when considering two sets like below A and B, set A consists elements like 2, 4, 6, 8, and set B consists of elements 1, 3, 5 and 7. I guess you identified the characters. Set A is the even numbers, and set B consists of odd numbers. So since A intersection B is null, that means set A and set B doesn't have any common number, therefore A intersection B cannot happen. Therefore A and B sets are disjoint sets, and they can be represented in a Venn diagram as shown in the figure. Complement of sets. If universal set is birds and set P equal birds that make nest, then P dash means the birds that do not make nest. P dash means the elements that do not belong to set P. For example, A dash means the elements that do not belong to set A. Likewise, now let's see how to represent the complement of a set in a Venn diagram. For example, if I take A as a subset of a universal set, then let's see how to represent. Here, the circle represents the set A and the rectangle represents the universal set. So here A is a subset of the universal set, and the portion outside the circle belongs to A dash, because the whole region in the Venn diagram which does not belong to set A will belong to A dash. So this is about the complement of sets. Okay, well, now let's move into the question round, and here we'll be discussing two questions on Venn diagram lesson, and I hope that after discussing these two questions you will be able to have a clear vision on the lesson. Okay, now let's move into the question. The first question is, by considering the Venn diagram given below, write each of the given sets in terms of elements. So here the universal set is given and two subsets X and Y are drawn inside. In the subset X, the numbers are 2, 7, 8, 11, 14 and 21, and in subset Y, the numbers are 7, 14, 21, 10 and 17, and the elements outside the subsets are 13, 20, 9 and 5. So here the both sets X and Y contain the elements 7, 14 and 21. The both sets X and Y do not contain the elements 13, 20, 9 and 5. So they are asking to prove this through the of the sets in terms of its elements. See, the Roman numbers from 1 to 6 are given. So in Roman number 1 they are asking us to say the elements of X. So what are the elements of X here? Yeah, I'll give you a few minutes to think it. I guess everyone got the answer because it's very simple. The elements of X are 2, 8, 11, 7, 14 and 21. How to write this? X equal open curly brackets and write the numbers 2, 8, 7, 14, 11 and 21 within the curly brackets. And let's go to Roman number 2. Similarly, for the X according like as we did X, Y is also the same way. Elements of Y are Y equal open curly brackets and within curly brackets you have to write as 7, 14, 10, 21 and 17. And now let's move into Roman number 3. X intersection Y. Do you all remember that symbol intersection? Yes, X intersection Y. So that means elements that belong to both the sets X and Y. What are those elements? Yes, 7, 14 and 21. So how can you write that? X intersection Y equal open curly brackets and write 7, 14 and 21. But remember to put commas in between and close the curly bracket. And Roman number 4. X union Y. What does it mean? Exactly opposite of intersection. How is that? Union means the elements that do not belong to both sets X and Y. What are the elements that do not belong to X and Y? Yes, 13, 5, 9 and 20. So you have to write in a similar way, x union y equal, and within the curly brackets write the numbers and close the curly bracket. Then fifth one, Roman number 5, they're asking us to write the elements of x dash. X dash means x complement. Complement means the elements that do not belong to the set x. So x complement equal, within the curly brackets, what are the elements that do not belong to x? First of all, gather the elements that are outside the circle: 13, 20, 9 and 5. And also, what are the other elements? The elements of set y belonging only to y: 10 and 17. And here remember, don't include the elements 7, 14 and 21, because set x is containing 7, 14 and 21. So the answer for Roman number 5 is x complement, and within the curly brackets you have to write the numbers 13, 9, 5, 20, 10 and 17 and close the curly bracket. And Roman number 6, the last but not the least, y dash, very similar to x dash. I hope I don't want to explain that answer, because when I explain x dash you might have understand, and I think I have to keep it without explaining it to the answer, and I guess you are genius enough to understand the answer for that question. So now let's move into the second question. Answer the following based on the information in the Venn diagram. So they have given a Venn diagram, a little bit of complicated diagram. No, it's easy. Let's see. The universal set is a rectangle, and inside the universal set you can see there are two subsets, A and B, but here B is a subset of A. I guess you can remember the diagram explanation I have done you all so far. And the question has given consists of 6 Roman numbers, and the first Roman number says that write the set A in terms of its elements. So what are the elements consisting for set A? Yes, 2, 5, 6. Is it all? No, even 4 and 8 are elements of set A. So you can write it like that. A equal, within curly brackets, the numbers 2, 5, 6, 4 and 8. So write the set B in terms of its element. Yes, what are the elements of set B? Yes, 4 and 8 only, not the others. And write the set of universal in terms of its element. So universal set consists of all the elements inside the rectangle. That means 1, 3, 7 and 2, 5, 6 and 4, 8. So all these numbers should be included within the curly brackets with the symbol of universal. And Roman number 4, A intersection B set in terms of its elements. Okay, A intersection B, what are the elements that consist of both the sets A and B? Yes, 4 and 8. So you can write A intersection B equal, and within curly brackets write the numbers 4 and 8. Very easy. Did you see that? I guess Roman number 5 and 6 are also similarly easy. So Roman number 5, let's go to the question. A union B set. Okay, A union means what? The elements that do not belong to set A or either B. So what are those? 1, 3 and 7. That's all. Can you understand? I hope yeah. And the last Roman number, it says to write the elements of A dash. That means the complement of A. Complement means the numbers or the elements that do not set A. So now we have discussed 2 questions so far, and I hope these 2 questions all the doubts on the lesson Venn diagrams. And yes, I hope that these 2 questions did all the parts and covered it off. And yeah, that's it. Please subscribe, like and share, and press the bell icon to get notifications.